She asked, "Is there room in your bed?" I said, "Yes, but do you want to stay with me forever?" The night she knocked on my door, the rain wasn't just falling, it was crashing down like the sky had finally given up. My hands were trembling as I opened it, not because I was afraid, but because something inside me already knew my life was about to change forever. Before we go any further, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of unexpected love, take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to the channel. And tell me in the comments, do you believe one moment can change everything? She stood there, completely soaked, her hair clinging to her face, her eyes carrying a kind of exhaustion that didn't come from one bad day, but from years of silent battles. She looked at me for a long second, as if deciding whether I was safe or just another mistake waiting to happen. And then she asked something that caught me completely off guard. She asked if there was room in my bed. For a moment I forgot how to breathe, not because of what she said, but because of how she said it. There was no flirtation in her voice, no hesitation, no games, just desperation and a quiet hope that maybe, just maybe, someone would say yes. I should have hesitated. I should have asked questions. I should have told her this wasn't normal. But instead, I stepped aside, and I said yes. Then something inside me spoke before I could stop it. I asked her if she wanted to stay, not just for the night, but forever. She didn't answer, she just walked in. That was the beginning. My life before that night was painfully ordinary. I lived alone in a small apartment, the kind where silence felt louder than noise. I worked a job that paid the bills but never touched my soul. Every day felt like a copy of the last. Wake up, work, eat, sleep, repeat. I had people in my life once. Friends, family, someone I thought I'd spend forever with. But life has a strange way of taking things back. One by one, everything faded. Some left by choice. Others were taken by circumstances I couldn't control. And slowly, I became someone who stopped expecting anything from anyone. That's why her arrival felt like something unreal. She didn't introduce herself properly that night. She just sat quietly on the edge of my couch, holding a cup of tea I had made, her hands still shaking slightly. I gave her a blanket. She wrapped herself in it like it was the first time she had felt warmth in a long time. We didn't talk much. But somehow, the silence between us wasn't empty, it felt understood. The next morning I expected her to be gone, but she wasn't. She was in the kitchen trying to cook something simple, as if she had always belonged there. When she noticed me, she froze for a second, like she was afraid I would tell her to leave. But I didn't. Days turned into weeks. And slowly, pieces of her story began to unfold. She had lost more than most people could handle. A broken home, trust shattered too many times, people who promised forever but disappeared when things got hard. She had been moving from place to place, never really staying, never really belonging. And yet, despite everything, she wasn't bitter, she was tired. There's a difference. I saw it in the way she smiled, soft, careful, like she didn't want to expect too much from happiness. Living with her changed me in ways I didn't expect. The apartment didn't feel silent anymore. It felt alive. She would leave small notes around the house. Silly things, sometimes meaningful ones. She laughed at things that weren't even that funny, and somehow it made everything feel lighter. For the first time in years, I started looking forward to coming home. But it wasn't perfect. There were nights she would wake up from nightmares, breathing heavily, her eyes filled with fear. There were moments she would suddenly become distant, like she had disappeared somewhere inside her own mind. And I didn't always know how to help, but I stayed. Because for once, leaving wasn't an option I wanted. And maybe she felt that months passed. And one evening, while the sun was setting through the window, painting the room in warm golden light, she asked me something, not about the past, not about the future, but about why I let her stay. I didn't have a perfect answer. I just told her the truth, that sometimes people don't come into your life by accident, that maybe in a world where everything feels uncertain, some moments are meant to remind you that you're not alone. She didn't say anything after that, but I saw tears in her eyes. That night, she held my hand for the first time. It wasn't dramatic, it wasn't a big moment, but it meant everything. Our relationship didn't happen overnight. It grew slowly, carefully, like something fragile that needed time to become strong. We healed in pieces. She helped me feel again, and I gave her a place where she didn't have to run anymore. But life doesn't always let happiness stay untouched. One day her past came back, not in the form of memories, but in reality, someone from her old life showed up, bringing with them all the pain she had tried to leave behind. It shook her. It made her question everything, including us. I saw the fear in her again, the same fear from the night she stood at my door. And for a moment, I thought I was going to lose her. She told me she didn't want to ruin my life, that she carried too much baggage, that maybe I deserved something easier, something less complicated. And for the first